The Boy Who Saved Baseball by John H. Ritter, Chapter 3. Mr. Gallagher stepped forward. Yes, yes, it is. This is Lucky Strike Park, home of the Wildcats. He stretched out his hand. Welcome. Thank you. The boy shook, replacing his hat. Then he unsnapped his shirt pocket and pulled out a piece of paper and a wad of money. I'm Cruz de la Cruz, he said, from Paloma. Here's my insurance waiver and $200. I bat right, throw right. I'm mainly a shortstop, but I can pitch or play anywhere. Hope I can still sign up. Maria leaned forward. You rode that horse all the way from Paloma, over the mountains? The boy gave his sturdy horse a few sharp pats. Its silver-gray mane stood out against the white coat dotted with several brown spots the size of baseballs. He nodded, laughing. Yeah. Then he shrugged. Beats walking. That's like 50 miles of rough country, said Frankie. How long did it take? Not that long. Left yesterday morning. Stopped at my uncle's house in Campo at noon. Then rode to mi abuela's in Pine Valley. That's where I came from this morning. Wow, even Pine Valley's a long ride. Certainly is, said Mrs. Gallagher. Cruz, you must be hungry. Oh, no, it's okay. He waved his hand. But Screwball here, he could sure use some water. Of course, said Mrs. Gallagher. We live right next door. I'll fix you a sandwich. How's peanut butter and jelly? Well, yeah, all right, sounds good. Thank you. He bent down and dusted tiny leaves of sagebrush off his pant legs. I'm just glad to finally be here. Will glanced around at the others, smiling. You're glad to be here? What for? Cruz flashed a smile. Seriously? He turned and held his hand out toward the ball field. Look at this place. The old stone wall, the gate, the famous shrine of the Dillontown Nine. Getting to play here is like dying and going to Fenway. Going to where? Said Cody. It's in Boston. Mono, hissed Frankie. It's a ballpark. Everyone looked out past Cruz's arm at the tired dirt field, now full of weed clumps and gopher humps since the end of Little League last month. They studied the faded-out Red Man Tobacco scoreboard, the slant-angle iron gates frozen open and rusting in deep center, the dry erosion rivulets running through the outfield, the ancient stone wall full of holes crammed with soda cans and trash. At the circular stone monument, topped with a white cross out beyond the walls, built nearly 90 years ago as a memorial to a team of gold miners who died when the mine shaft collapsed. Seeing the field with an outsider's eye, Tom felt embarrassed. Yes, well, said Mr. Gallagher, it does have a certain, he stumbled for the word. Spirit, said Rachel. I think there's a sort of spiritness out there. Rachel may have been quiet, but when she did speak, she usually did say something profound. Cruz's bat bobbed up and down. Yeah, he said, yeah, that's right. He smiled at Rachel. Okay, said Ramon, but do you know what you're walking into? Cruz raised his eyebrows. Well, the website said it was a week-long camp for everyone who loves to eat, drink, and sleep baseball. That's me. The website was Tom's doing, and he tended to hype it up a bit. That was before last night, said Will. Now it's eat, sleep, and delete baseball. Not necessarily, said Mr. Gallagher. We've had a little disagreements in our town over what direction it should go in, and this ball team here will have a say in that decision. A big say, Frankie added with a grin. He's the only one smiling. Tom's dad folded his arms against the clipboard and went on to explain the whole situation. At the end of the story, Cruz took off his hat, rubbed his hand over his long black hair, and said, Phew! We're playing for the future of this ballpark. He brought his hand down and made a fist. Adios. And then we're on a mission from God. At that moment, Tom's whole world shifted just a notch. But suddenly he realized he was looking at more than just some kooky outsider who smelled like horse and sage. He saw more than a 10th ball player. Tom saw a boy who could stand up to a challenge, look it in the eye, and not blink. He saw a boy who was not afraid to show how much he loved baseball, how much he loved this old ballpark, and was willing to fight for it. Okay then, Tom's dad clapped his hands. It was almost as if Cruz had inspired him too. We've got ourselves a team. Let's go set up camp. Cruz, said Mrs. Gallagher, you can put your horse up in the barn across the road. We're going that way too. As the players grabbed their bags and bounced off the bleachers, Mr. Gallagher took Tom's arm. You know, Tom, he started, we all have dreams, and I don't want to limit your imagination. But you have to pay attention when you're out here. You're part of this team. And I know I've told you this before, but unless we can all join you in your dream, then I'm sorry, but you'll have to join us in ours. And right now, our dream is to build a team here that can win a pretty important game. Mine too, Dad. Really, that's my dream too. I'm serious. Then try to stay with us out here, all right? He smiled. Tom felt such relief. Now that the new kid had shown up, then he nodded eagerly. Don't worry, I will. For the next 2 hours, the Gallagher backyard was like an anthill near a sugar spill. Players scurried in all directions. Mr. Gallagher believed that a baseball camp should be a camp in all ways. So the boys pitched their tents over near the barn, and the girls put up theirs off the rear deck. Tom's mom supervised the installation of cots, lanterns, and picnic tables. She helped the campers pick their tent leader and draw up a list of chores and rules that each camper signed. For dressing and bathing, the boys had the bunkhouse, and the girls had the downstairs guest room. Mr. Gallagher directed a group of players to chop up eucalyptus branches and dig a campfire pit in the middle of the backyard. Afterward, they lined the pit with stones, then set up benches all around. Finally, everything was ready to go. Cruz stood at the woodpile, sweat pouring down his face. Man, this is great. This is way better than I thought it would be. He yanked off his batting gloves and leaned his axe against an old tree stump. Dillontown, I'm ready to play some ball. Yeah, right, said Clifford as he knelt down and collapsed on the grass. You go to the field and start warming up. We'll be right there. The other players sprawled out too, on the lawn or up against the pepper tree, drenching their heads with streams from the water bottles. The kitchen door burst open and out came Tom's dad, pulling a little red wagon, stacked high with hamburger patties, buns, and the fixins. Mrs. Gallagher was already on the deck, firing up the brick barbecue. 10 minutes till lunchtime, she called. Food, said Will. Cruz, you better stick around. Okay, I'm not going anywhere, he said, smiling. Except maybe to the barn to check on Screwball. I'll go with you, Cody bounced up and started running. Tom decided to join them. One by one, so did the others. Entering their barn, Ramon put his hand on Cruz's shoulder. So how'd you find out about this camp anyway? Pretty easy. I was searching the web, and I saw the site. You were searching for baseball camps? No, actually, I was searching for Dillontown. At the sound of Cruz's voice, Screwball thrust his nose between the bars of the last door. Hey, boy, said Cruz. There you are. How you doing? Getting enough to eat? Why do you call him Screwball? Asked Tara. 'Cause he's goofy. Cruz opened his stall and stepped inside. Like me. What do you mean, goofy? Tara persisted. Cruz held Screwball's head, rubbing his whiskery nose. Well, he does the weirdest things sometimes. One night I come home, and he's in my room watching TV, which I don't mind, but he should at least ask me before he tries to change the channel. I mean, did you ever see what a remote control looks like when a horse uses it? Oh, that never happened, said Tara. She turned to her sister. Don't believe him. Rachel smiled. Cruz looked over his shoulder. Tom, I want to take him outside the corral for with your horse. Be okay? Yeah, I guess. Let's see how they get along. Cruz grabbed a rope halter and slipped it over the horse's head. He turned to his saddle, draped it over an oil barrel in the corner, opened one of the saddlebags and reached in. Here, he said to Tara, here's my card. Everyone had up close to see it. www.cruise-on.com. Have fun, we'll travel. Contacto Cruzado. CC Rider at cruiseon.com. What does that mean? Said Maria. Have fun, we'll travel. That's the name of our family business back home. I lead trail rides into the mountains or down into the desert. My mom and I took it over after my dad died, and cruise.com, that's our website and my motto. I like seeing new places. So I'm always cruising on. He grinned at her. You mean you go on pack trips, asked Tom, and get paid for it? It's crazy, I tell you. People come from all over to ride into the hills. And they need a guide, so I lead them, and we just cruise on. He passed the rope to Tara. Here, help me. Take him outside, okay? Cody ran ahead to drag open the gate. Tara followed. As Cruz left the barn, Maria circled around him, facing him toe-to-toe and walking backwards. Okay, now, tell me, for real, she said. Who are you, And why did you really come? What do you mean? I just told you. Another grin and a glance at everyone. Really? I'm not anybody special, just a guy who wants to play Major League Baseball by storm one day. So you came here, said Will. Not a bright choice, sunshine. You're kidding. To me, it's the perfect choice. See, there's somebody in this town who has a huge secret. The most important secret in baseball. And you want to sit down with that guy and ask about it. What guy? What guy? Who? Cruz shrugged and answered as easy as giving out the time of day. Dante Delgado.